back for week 2 layout share for 30 days of sketches / Scraptember. My name is Cilla, and I have been joining in on this collaborative event that's hosted by a group of extremely talented ladies. So I want to say thank you to Christy of Christy's Beautiful Life. She has a Facebook group for 30 days of sketches. She's extremely generous and allows anyone to join that wants to play along. The Scraptember portion of this collaborative event is hosted by Laura Alberts. There's also a Facebook group for Scraptember, and the Scrappy Sisters, Katie and Jess. So thank you so much for allowing me to play along and to meet my personal goals. For this week's share, this is September 5th. The challenge is to use a themed collection for a non-themed layout. And because in the scrapbooking world, the Simple Stories Lemon Twist collection was delayed in shipping because of issues at the port. Due to that, there was just this hype, and then when it finally landed in retail stores, it sold out really quick. So I was fortunate enough to have pre-ordered it way back in March, and I didn't receive mine until the end of July. So this layout is using a spring, early summer themed collection, and I used it to document a home style layout. The title of this layout is Happy Accident, and the reason I titled it Happy Accident is because this KitchenAid mixer was bought for me for Christmas in 2017 by my husband. We didn't buy our house until 2019, and we didn't get to move in until July of 2021. So trust me, by the time that we were moving in, we were not thinking about that KitchenAid mixer. But when we unpacked it and I set it on the counter, I was just like, oh my gosh, who would have ever thought that these matched so well? But as you can see, the paint on the cabinets matches my light blue KitchenAid mixer, and it was just one of those happy little moments. I used 5 pieces of cardstock paper, patterned paper from the Lemon Twist collection. I used the B-sides of the 4x4 elements and the 4x6 elements, and when I do that, I always look at those cut apart elements to make sure if there's anything that I think I could use in the future, or that's interesting to me, or that inspires me, I cut so that I'm saving the pieces, the bits that I think I can use in the future. So I don't just cut the papers willy-nilly. I do plan ahead. Let me see. I'm trying to read my notes as I'm talking, and reading and speaking at the same time is a dangerous occupation for me, but we're going to try this. So I wrote down on my notes that using the B side of a collection can often help you break outside of the theme. And that's what I did here. I didn't use the more thematic prints or elements. I did not use the entire kit, obviously. I used a good bit, but I did not use the entire kit. So when I finished this, it immediately got filed away into my summer category, because I think that's where I will be most likely to find it in the future when I want to use it again. In the back, you'll see this scalloped circle. That is a specialty piece of paper that is very old. It's from the early 2000s when they first came out with die cut 12x12 paper. I was just, this is before Crickets and the Silhouette. I was just ecstatic. I wanted as many as I could get my hands on. And here it is, 2021. I could make these myself easily. But you know what? I've got to dig into those old supplies. So that's what I did. Let's move along to September the 6th. The challenge for this day was fussy cutting. I used One Canoe to Twilight collection. And once again, I did not use the entire collection. So it got filed away once I finished this layout. I used 4 pieces of cardstock. I fussy cut these flowers and the little lightning bugs. And the story behind this layout is one evening while my husband and I were walking our dog, the lightning bugs, some people call them fireflies, they were out and they were pretty heavy. They were easily noticeable. And so while we were walking, I asked him if when he was a child, did he and his friends catch them and put them in jars? And he said, no. And I shared with him that we did that as children. So I caught one for him to show him how easily they are to catch. So that's what the photos are the lightning bugs in my hand. September the 7th, the challenge is to use multiple photos on a layout. I used 4 pieces of cardstock. The mat is Echo Park Magical Mermaids from Mermaid Tales. This here, I love how the ombre goes from that blue to green. The background, the yellow and white dots, is from Cartabella from the Alphabet Collection. The paper is called It's a Girl. The plaid is from Echo Park Sleepers from Hello Baby. And the tone-on-tone turquoise leaf motif is from Echo Park Starry Night from Hello Baby. Now, 3 of these papers are from Baby Collections. This is from Mermaid Tales. And you would never know if I didn't tell you that. The photos is when, let me back up and speak proper English. The photos are from when my great nephew and niece went to visit my brother at his farm, and they just had a grand old time exploring. But I love the photos when my niece posted them, and I asked for permission to show them on social media. I love how my brother interacts with his grandchildren. I just think it's so sweet. And that is day 7. Let's move on to day 8. The challenge for day 8, September the 8th, is something you've been hoarding. And hello, if you know me at all, you know it's paper. So I had no problem using and qualifying for this challenge. I used 4 pieces of cardstock. One 8.5 by 11, I used 4 Project Life cards. The 8.5 by 11 wood grain is from Paper Studio, the brand from Hobby Lobby. The floral, which I used as my mat, and I gutted the mat so that I could get these cut apart, fussy cut, the flowers out. That is all from Prima Estella collection, and the name of the paper is Romantique. The green leafy vine is from Echo Park. I think the collection was called Rose. No, the paper is called Rose. It's from the Victoria Gardens collection. The deep yellow is from Fancy Pants Reliable, and it's from the True Friend collection. Now, a lot of these papers are very old. For example, the Fancy Pants paper is from 2014. The Victoria Gardens from 2011. The Prima is from 2015. So, yeah, I have been hoarding them. The story behind this layout is I got a job in New York. And it was a huge moment. It was 2 years in the making, because I began applying for jobs in 2019. in New York, and because we thought we would be moving 2020, or, you know, late spring, early summer of 2020. That did not happen. The pandemic happened, and it delayed us a lot. As well as that happening, the Postal Service went on a hiring freeze. So my aspirations of getting a job in New York was just completely shut down. It was a big deal when I finally got my job. So the Sanborn Post Office is where I will be working. Let's move on to September the 9th. The challenge is to use stickers. I used 4 pieces of cardstock. I used stickers from a Cosmo Cricket baby collection. The arrows, which you can't hardly tell they're arrows because I've got it all covered up, but that's from Teresa Collins. He said, she said. The paper is called She Said. That makes me feel like I'm saying Sally sold seashells by the seashore. That paper is from 2013. The floral is from My Mind's Eye on the Sunny Side. The paper is called Parade. It is from 2012. The stripe is just the B side of Parade. This is my sweet little niece. Her mom gave me permission to use her photos on social media, and I just love it. Now, she's my great niece. I'm close to my nieces, and I love it when they share photos of their sweet babies, because we all live far apart and are not able to get together as often as we would like. So social media is how we get together frequently, unfortunately. Let's move along to September the 10th. The challenge is to use 6x6 papers. I used 3 pieces of 12x12 cardstock along with 3 6x6 papers. This is a photo of my niece. Once again, I have permission, my great niece. And let me go back to the paper. The geometric cog gear paper is from Studio Calico. The paper is called Flower Bed, and it's from the Memoir collection from 2011. The green notebook is from Studio Calico as well. That is called Spreadsheet from the Take Note collection from 2011. The Sherbert Melon paper is from Webster's Pages, Clean and Simple, from the Palm Beach collection of 2012. And then I used 3 6x6 papers that are kind of layered in here that were just, I think they were all Echo Park, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll go back and talk about this what the layout's about. This is my niece. She is just a fanatic about horses. And this year she finally got to start taking riding lessons, and just seeing the joy on her face. She's beautiful anyway, but that joy and happiness for, just getting her dream to come true, I think it's just absolutely beautiful. And September the 11th, the challenge is to use enamel dots or Nuvo drops, and I used some enamel dots. We'll talk about that. I used 4 pieces of cardstock. The floral is from Echo Park, I Am Mom. It's called Mini Floral. The blue gingham is from Echo Park America. It's called Liberty Floral. The ombre stripe, which you really can't tell it's an ombre stripe, but over here it's pink and over here it's yellow. It's from Peak Paisley, Summer Lights. It's paper number 4. The enamel dots are from Cartabella Family Night. And enamel dots are challenging to me. I have a difficult time using them, and as you can see, I didn't use that many. But I met the challenge. I used them. The layout is about our last trip north, moving things from Alabama. We decided that we wanted to pull into this Frisch's Big Boy because we'd never eaten there before and it was something new. We will not make that mistake again. I'm just going to say that was not a good hamburger. And we were on, we were headed north. We were not going to turn around and go back. There was no condiments in the bag. There were no condiments on the burgers. It was just dry. A dry burger. So thankfully, I looked in the bag before we completely left the location, and I asked my husband to run in and get some ketchup. So that's the story about Frisch's Big Boy. That is the end of week 2 share. I'm enjoying myself. Let's come back and do this again next Saturday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.